The novel is set in the fictional town of Maycomb, Alabama, during the Great Depression. Maycomb is described as an old, tired town, where the streets turn to red slop in the rain, and the courthouse sags in the square. The narrator, Scout Finch, recalls her childhood and introduces her family, her father, Atticus Finch, a lawyer, her brother, Jim, and their housekeeper, Calpurnia. Scout paints a picture of a close-knit family with Atticus as a moral and principled figure, dedicated to justice and equality. Scout and Jim befriend a boy named Dill, who visits Maycomb every summer. Dill's real name is Charles Baker Harris, and he is small for his age but full of imagination and curiosity. Dill is fascinated with the Radley house, a mysterious, dilapidated home in their neighborhood, and its reclusive occupant, Boo Radley. The children's fascination with Boo Radley becomes a central theme, representing their curiosity and the town's myths and prejudices. Scout starts school and encounters social inequalities for the first time. Her teacher, Miss Caroline, scolds her for being able to read, reflecting the rigid educational methods of the time. She learns about the rigid class and racial structures in Maycomb from her experiences and Atticus's explanations. Scout's early education in school and at home reveals the deeply entrenched social hierarchies and prejudices in her community. Dill, Scout, and Jim become increasingly obsessed with Boo Radley. They create elaborate games based on rumors and try to communicate with Boo by leaving notes. They try to lure him outside, but their attempts fail. However, they begin finding small gifts in a tree knothole on the Radley property, presumably left by Boo. These gifts, including carved soap figures, chewing gum, and a broken watch, symbolize Boo's desire for friendship and connection. Atticus is appointed to defend Tom Robinson, a black man accused of raping Mayella Ewell, a white woman. Atticus's decision to defend Tom is met with scorn and hostility from many townspeople, highlighting the pervasive racism of the time. This decision causes tension and prejudice against the Finch family from the townspeople. Atticus stands firm in his commitment to justice, teaching Scout and Jim about integrity and moral courage. Scout and Jim face hostility at school and in town because of Atticus's role in the trial. They hear derogatory comments and face bullying from other children, which confuses and angers them. Their Aunt Alexandra comes to stay with them, bringing her own traditional views on family and social status. And Alexandra's arrival introduces further tension as she imposes her views on the Finch family, clashing with Atticus's more progressive beliefs. The trial of Tom Robinson becomes a major event in Maycomb. The courtroom is packed with spectators, reflecting the trial's significance in the community. Scout, Jim, and Dill secretly watch the proceedings from the segregated balcony designated for black spectators. Their vantage point in the balcony provides them with a unique perspective on the trial and the racial dynamics at play. The trial reveals the inconsistencies in the Ewell's testimonies. Bob Ewell's crude and hostile demeanor contrasts sharply with Tom Robinson's respectful and honest testimony. Mayella's and Bob Ewell's stories are contradicted by the evidence and Tom Robinson's account of the events. Atticus's cross-examination exposes the lies and motivations behind the Ewell's accusations, suggesting that Mayella's advances toward Tom led to the false charges. Atticus presents a compelling defense, highlighting the lack of medical evidence and exposing the Ewell's lies. He meticulously demonstrates that Tom Robinson, with his crippled left arm, could not have inflicted Mayella's injuries. He argues that Mayella was actually a victim of her father's abuse and that she falsely accused Tom to cover her own shame. Atticus's closing argument appeals to the jury's sense of justice and humanity, though he remains aware of the deep-seated racial prejudices they harbor. Despite Atticus's strong defense, the all-white jury convicts Tom Robinson. The jury's decision is a devastating blow to the Finch family and those who hoped for justice, illustrating the deep-seated racism in Maycomb. The verdict shocks and devastates Scout, Jim, and Dill, revealing the deep-seated racism in their community. Jim, in particular, struggles with the loss of his faith in the goodness of people, marking a significant moment in his maturation. Tom Robinson attempts to escape from prison and is shot dead. His death is a stark reminder of the fatal consequences of racial injustice, and it further disillusions Scout and Jim. This event further highlights the injustices faced by Black individuals in the society of that time. Atticus, though deeply saddened, remains resolute in his belief in the importance of fighting for justice, even in the face of such despair. Bob Ewell feels humiliated by the trial and seeks revenge. His anger and desire for retribution manifest in increasingly dangerous behavior. He harasses Tom Robinson's widow, attacks Judge Taylor, and eventually targets Scout and Jim. Ewell's actions escalate the tension and danger, culminating in a direct threat to the Finch family. On Halloween night, Bob Ewell attacks Scout and Jim as they walk home from a school event. The attack is a terrifying moment that underscores the real and present danger posed by Ewell's hatred. Boo Radley intervenes, saving the children and killing Bob Ewell in the process. Boo's intervention reveals his true character as a protector and hero, shattering the children's previous misconceptions. Scout finally meets Boo Radley, realizing he is not the monster she imagined but a kind, protective figure. This encounter teaches Scout profound lessons about empathy, understanding, and the dangers of judging others based on hearsay and prejudice. She learns important lessons about empathy and understanding. Scout's journey to see the world from Boo's perspective encapsulates the novel's central theme of moral growth and understanding. The novel ends with Scout reflecting on her experiences and the moral lessons Atticus taught her. She realizes the importance of standing in someone else's shoes to understand their perspective truly. She gains a deeper understanding of human nature and the importance of compassion and justice. The final scenes, where Scout stands on Boo's porch and looks out at her neighborhood, symbolize her newfound maturity and insight. That's it for now. Consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us create more fun stuff for you. Feeling inspired to read the book now? Check the video description for some handy resources. Catch you in the next video.